Driving east on I-10, Beaumont, Texas is one of the last cities you'll see before you reach the Louisiana border. Most times of the year, life in Beaumont is relatively quiet. Mark Perez, sales center manager at Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages, reflects on the pace of life in Beaumont.
It's quiet, peaceful, trees, nature, birds. Literally hearing birds in the morning when you get ready to go to work. It's different coming from a big city to Beaumont, just from the sheer fact of the amount of people. So you think about coming from a Dallas or a Houston, where everybody's in a rush, and then you come here and it's maybe one person in line for your coffee. Maybe it's one honk every couple of months. Somebody's in a rush, right? Coming off of I-10. But just the pace in which everybody operates is a very calming, relaxing type pace.
But every spring, when the South Texas State Fair comes around, Beaumont takes on a different energy.
When the fair rolls around, it definitely is an exciting time because it's more stuff to do in a small town. So when the fair comes to town, it is exciting. People start talking about it like, hey, are you getting tickets to the rodeo? Are you getting to go to the fair? Hey, did you go to the fair? Hey, what are you doing next weekend, right? So Southeast Texas State Fair is really your carnival, fun, food. There's Cajun food, there's funnel cake, there's gumbo, there's whatever you can think of, they have it out there. And so you get to walk around, you get to try all this delicious food, delicious drinks, and then have a good time while you're doing it.
Of course, the fair brings entertainment to residents of Beaumont, but it also offers something even more important to the community.
Well, the fair is a thing that's put on by an organization called the Young Men's Business League. And the fair is their #1 fundraiser. And what they do with that money is they put it back into the community.
The Coca-Cola Southwest Beverages facility fosters a culture of giving back. CCSWB Distribution Supervisor James Ward also serves as a board member and longtime volunteer with YMBL. The facility sponsors the fair, plus most of the employees volunteer throughout the week.
We have 800 volunteers, and everybody in the organization is a volunteer. Even the president, he's not a paid guy, he's a volunteer.
So from a volunteering perspective and the associates here wanting to do more with their time is really about how they would feel if they were put in a bad situation, right? Or if they needed help, or giving back to community. So they were born in this community, they live in this community, they've worked in this community, and so they continue to want to give back.
In fact, the Beaumont community was put to the test in the fall of 2017 when Hurricane Harvey hit the Gulf Coast, and the employees at CCSWB rose to the occasion.
As soon as the storm had passed, we were all communicating with each other, and we decided to come up here and check on the place. There was water probably halfway up my calf when I walked in the building. I just couldn't believe it, never seen anything like it. We were getting some cases to help some people out that needed water and stuff like that, and there was a trailer park across the way from us, and I remember hearing the people crying out for help, you know. And I'm like, what are we doing, you know? We should be helping them. So there was a couple of guys, one of them works in a mechanic shop for us. He had to come up here with his boat. So when we got through checking the facility and all that, we started making runs back there, helping them people get out of their trailers. Most of them were on the roofs, or they had dogs, pets, everything, you know. We just loaded them up and brought them back here. I don't really think of it as saving people's lives or anything. It's just something needed to be done, and we did it.
Whether during a natural disaster or a fun weekend at the fair, the residents of Beaumont know they can count on CCSWB.
To people out there in our communities, the Coke symbol means something to them, you know? It means happiness. I don't know how else to say it. It makes them happy when they see it. And to me, that's pretty cool, to work for a company that touches people like that.
The president comes to your town and everybody's like standing in line, they want to see you, they want to, hey, Mr. President, Mr. President. Kind of almost makes you feel that way, right? You go into a restaurant, they're like, hey, you work for Coke, right? Hey, you work for Coke, right? And it makes you feel good about what you're a part of, right? And what you continue to be a part of.